Hello everyone, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel. Today is Tarot Tuesday, and I already have my candle lit. I'm just gonna bring in some crystals here. I'm still working with purple and green. Was my friend Sharon's favorite colors, so um, I think that feels fine. I might do just this one too. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is my year of less, and I was actually going to go and look at my purchases for this year to see how much less that I've honestly purchased. Um, but it has less to do with spending money than it does for me with just doing less or making do with less, because I feel like we really live in an overindulgent society, and capitalism is just rampant, and everyone is trying to make a buck, and um, so I've been trying to be mindful of that this year, and there are a lot of things I chose not to buy. Um, I sometimes get this knee-jerk reaction of, "Ooh, that's cool. So and so has this. They do this with it. I want it." And then I get it and I never use it. So for me, and I think this is good because it's coming up on June 1st here in a couple of days. And yeah, so it's kind of a review of my first full 5 months of the year and how it's working out with my word of the year, which is less. And so, um, but I'm always up for a half yearly or quarterly sale that some of these companies have that I purchase a lot from. And so Llewellyn was having a big sale on everything, books, cards, just everything. So I couldn't resist. I've been kind of trying to have more fun with my tarot, and I only had one or two like fun decks. Like I had that fairy tarot that I showed a few weeks ago, and that was really fun. But it's basically the only one I had. So I'll show you the decks in a minute. I just want to show you this book that I found. It's a beautiful little book. From Grief to Healing, a holistic guide to rebuilding mind, body, and spirit after loss. So I read just like a couple of pages of the introduction, and the author, Amanda Mackenzie, wrote this from a point of um, using ways to heal that are not necessarily Western medicine, or doing things to heal alongside Western medicine. So her husband was diagnosed with cancer, and they found that Western medicine had nothing to offer. They tried some other things, but he ended up dying from the cancer. And so that's what this book is about. Like, I just got this a couple of days ago. I haven't more than I've only read the introduction. But it is a beautiful book, and it has different sections of grief and things that you can do. Um, you know, um, Reminded, embodied, heartened, bereaved, bereavement and grief, healing grief and loss. It talks about using your chakras, which I have to be honest, I don't even know what. I have a very high overview of the chakra energies and how they work, but that's about it. Meditation, journaling, those things, essential oils. I do those every day. But chakras will be new to me, and it's kind of the same kind of things. They have the chakras, affirmations, journal, meditation, movement, essential oils, rituals. So I'm excited to dig into this. It might be a little tender, so I might take it very slow. But this book just called to me, and besides that, it was like $7 or $8 off. So I'm always, like I said, I'm always up for a sale. So these decks were $15 or less. And so I purchased them. So I've been wanting a, I'm going to move this out of my way. I've been eyeing Halloween tarot. I do have one on my Amazon wish list that is a small Halloween. I think it's a Halloween tarot, and it's in a tin. But I saw this, like I said, it was marked down, so I got it. I have just briefly looked through these decks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one of these 3 decks that I got, and I'm going to show you how I just cleanse the deck, and how I interview it and work with it a little bit before I do any readings. So I'm going to bring this down a bit so you can really see the cards. I'm going to get this out of the way so my camera doesn't have trouble focusing. Okay, so let's move this up here so you can see them all. Okay. So the backs, I'm completely in love with the backs of these cards. I love them so much. Yeah, I just love, 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 love. Okay. I'm not going to do a full flip through. I'm just going to give you an idea of the vibe of the deck. And it's fun. It's the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. So yeah. Some of these cards are really cool. Look at Death. I love it. With a wise old owl up here in the corner. There is some nudity on some of these cards, so I apologize ahead of time. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. The colors and everything. Really pretty. So, yeah, this is the Jack-o'-lantern deck. And I think the Llewellyn sale might be going through the 29th. I'm not positive. You'll have to check out their website. It's just, I think it's just llewellyn.com. Yeah, and so it just comes, all of these decks just come with a little standard white book. This one comes in multiple languages. Okay, so that is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Okay, and then the next fun deck I got, if I can close that up, is, which one? The Panda Tarot. So it was funny, I've seen this around. A few people have it on YouTube that I've seen, and yeah, it's fun. So the thing I noticed right away, well, here's the backs. So the backs are bamboo with paw prints, which I think is really cute. But the first thing I noticed is that there's no, the name of the card is not on here. So, you know, that's really neither here nor there. And I only get confused in a few places of which, that's so cute. So cute. I forgot what I was saying. I have most of the cards memorized, but this Lover's card cracks me up. This is so funny to me. I don't know why. Usually the lovers are like all, you know, embracing and looks like they're, you know, ready to go off and do the deed. And this one's like, whoa. Oh, it makes me laugh. So anyway, this is, and then the minor arcana it's pretty easy to tell what it is. I mean, they have the number and then obviously, um, cups. You don't really need the words on here. Um, this card's kind of funny. The Seven of Cups. It has all different, things. And then this ghost coming out. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Panda Tarot. And then, because I feel like you can never have enough fairy energy in your life, I got another fairy deck. So let's pull that one out. And let's see. Okay, so this is the Mystic Fairy Tarot. And this has it's kind of a weird opening. Okay, so the backs of these, again, are gorgeous. Now, I haven't shuffled any of these decks yet, only because I don't do that right away. And I'll show you why in a second. So, but somehow these got out of order. What happened? Okay, I think I can tell that some of these cards are stuck together. Okay, so here we go. So again, these, this deck is, I feel like it's way more substantial than I thought it was going to be. But the images are super fun. And look at that Hermit. The Hermit it's one of my soul cards, doing work with the Mary K. Greer Tarot Yourself, Your Tarot, or something like, I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, there's the Tower. Anyway, I love these cards. They're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Super happy with this purchase. Yeah. So now what I need to do is decide which one I want to show you how I interview a deck. I think I'm just gonna do this one because I noticed a lot of the cards are stuck together. I'm not gonna shuffle them, but I'm gonna kind of do some feathering here just to see if I can. See if I can get them unstuck. We'll see if that works. Don't know if it will, but we'll see. Okay, so the first thing I do, and actually I can do this with all three of the decks, but I'm a little bit warm, so I'm taking my sweatshirt off. Okay, so the first thing I do is I just take a couple of deep breaths and I set an intention to cleanse the decks. So I use smoke. Sometimes I use Palo Santo. I use Palo Santo specifically if the deck was used by someone else. And then I also like to charge them like overnight in the light of the moon. Um, but you know, I won't be able to do that on tape, obviously. So I have some incense going here. So I'm just going to take this and I do this to the box and the booklet. And I just usually think, I don't usually say it out loud, but it's just like, you know, cleanse, you know, just cleanse all negative energy from this deck. And yeah, that's mostly what I do. It's just basically it's an energy clearing. And so, you know, I just do a little riffle through like this. Like I said, to just clear any negative or unhelpful energy. We want the cards to be able to work honestly, and yeah, so I do that. So that's the first thing I do. And then I don't remember, I think I read how to do this. I think it was in one of the decks that I have about interviewing the deck. And the way I do it is, the first thing I do is I go through every card. Oops, I just hit the camera thing. So I go through every card and I try to do this very quickly without, you know, thinking about it too much. And I make, I'm going to move these out of the way. I make 3 piles. So one is the, yeah, that's a cool card. I like it, but I'm not in love with it. And I have an in love pile, and then I have this card gives me kind of an icky feeling pile. Not an icky feeling, but my initial reaction is like, oh, I'm not sure about that card. So this is what I do. Okay, cute, but not in love. Cute, but not in love. I kind of love that one. Love that one. Indifferent. Indifferent. Love. I always love the Hermit cards. Instead of the Hanged Man, it's the Hanged Fae. I love that. That's really cute. Death. Temperance. And I go through these, like I said, I go through them pretty quickly. So far I only have 2 piles. I have the, yeah, obviously I love these cards because I bought them. And then I have the, oh my god, I love this card pile. Oh, I love that. I feel like this is really cool, and I just noticed this. I noticed it on like 4 actually. These are telling a story. Just noticing it. So I'm not sure if that's true. I'll have to look at that in the book. But you have these 2. They look like they're shaking on something. Then they're reading about something. And then they have an egg, and they have a new fairy has come. Yeah, and then a little dragon coming out of the egg. This guy's obviously not happy because he's holding it. Now we have the dragon. Yeah, interesting. I kind of super love that. like I said, I do this pretty fast. It's like my instant first reaction. That one's disturbing. Oh, that one's even more disturbing. So cute. Okay, interesting that I only have 2 cards that I really did not like. Okay, so then I just set the deck aside and I go through both my piles, the love and then the disturbing, and I pick out, I choose one. So I'm choosing this one as the one card that kind of, yeah, I find it disturbing. And I think I think the swords are usually a card that I don't like. Sometimes the Hierophant, or the most of the times the Hierophant, or if it has a priest, I usually don't like that card either. But so that's just a disturbing card to me. And then what I do is I go through these and I pick the one that I super love the most. So, and it might take me a few times to go through it. Okay, so these are 3 that I picked that I really like. Again, the Priestess. I love how she's sitting. Looks like she's in meditation. I love the headdress that she's wearing, her little wings hanging down. Yeah, I love this. This one is beautiful. I don't love it as much as the Priestess. Oh, this is really hard because I love both of these. And I might just say that I have 2 cards in this deck that I love. See, right now I need this in my life. And right now I feel like this is where I'm at. I am in quiet contemplation. So I think I'm going to keep these 2 as, and then what I do is I have a tarot journal, and then I'll write down this deck, when I got it, when I cleansed it, and then the 2, it's usually 2 cards, the love card and the disturbing card, and I'll journal that in there. And then what I do after that is then I just ask the deck a question. So the question I usually ask is, how should I use this deck? Not how should I use this deck. What kind of energy / messages can I expect from this deck? So what kind of energy and answers can I expect from this deck? What kind of energy and answers can I expect using this deck? Okay. And then I personally do the overhand or hand over hand, I guess you call it, until one falls out. And there's one right there. So 2 of Wands. So let's see what the little booklet says. I haven't looked at the little booklet at all yet. So Lou Ellen, if you're interested, that is, it's LLEWELLYN. And you can go to their website and go to their shop. Okay, so, oh, this looks like, even though it's a small little book, it looks substantial. Oh, and I usually do this too. I read, so now that I've done those things, I'll read, before I even work with the deck, like pulling for myself, I will read the intro, or if there's artist notes or author notes, I will read those. So we have the 2 of Wands. Interesting. So I've been doing some tarot work over the past couple weeks, and this partnership thing keeps coming up for me. So I find that interesting. So let's see. It says a partnership is available to you. It is likely that the possibilities of this partnership are exciting and inspiring. However, it is also likely that there is much that is still unknown about the partner or the nature of the partnership. Events depicted by the wand cards include an element of swiftness. They enter and exit your life quickly. You will need to decide, are you willing to make this commitment, or will you let the opportunity pass by? Okay, as far as this deck, the energy and the answers I'll get, I am seeing that right away this deck is saying, I will be a partner in whatever you need to do, but don't forget about me. So I think that's interesting, and that is 100% fairy energy. The hey, don't forget about me. I have found with other fairy, I had a fairy deck that I loved. This was years ago, like 15 years ago, and it was, I think the artist's name was Brian Frond, I think. It was one of his fairy decks. And I wasn't learning, and it was an oracle deck too. And most oracle decks I just catch on and are really easy for me. But this particular deck, I felt like it was haunting me. I know this sounds weird, but it was like I would see it like sitting on my shelf, and I felt like all the fairies inside were like, hey, you, get us out. We want to play. We want to help. We want to do whatever. And I finally like gave the deck away because it was too much. And now I actually want that deck again, so I'll probably have my eye out. I don't know if it's still in publication or anything. I'll have to check on that. But this whole thing, element of swiftness, they enter and exit your life quickly. So it's like the deck saying, I will help you, I will be your partner, I'm always here for you, but don't leave me sitting in your drawer for a year at a time. That's the message that I get, and I like that. I like that it's pretty obvious what this deck will be for me. So next Tuesday is the first Tuesday of the month, and I'll be doing a walkthrough of the other fairy journal. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've been working with that one quite a bit, and so I have a good feeling about it and talking about it. But I will also be starting to work with this one too. So thank you everyone for tuning in and sticking around. If you listened, I know not everyone's into tarot, and I appreciate that. My goal is always to do one tarot video a week, but I honestly, I usually only get a couple a month, and because I'm not super consistent on working with the tarot. And this year I haven't bought anything, like I did here with these 3 decks. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I hope you have a great day. And yeah, just remember to be good to yourselves. Bye.